Hi, everyone, and welcome back. When we walked the Camino Frances, I mentioned that afterwards I would post a little bit of information about our accommodations. And that is the purpose of this video. Now, it's not going to be a review of every one of our accommodations, but I just want to maybe highlight a few of the more unique places that we stayed at and why we stayed at them. Also, I am going to post a document in the description of all of the accommodations that we stayed at for our 49-day trek along the Camino Frances. Also, stay until the end, and I have a little bit of a surprise for you. See you right after the intro. I'm Anita, aka the Professor. Join me and my husband Kevin as we strap on our backpacks, grab our passports, and explore this amazing world. Before starting our Camino, we spent a few days in Paris. While there, we stayed at the Hotel Miramar, a very comfy, unpretentious hotel located directly across from the main train station. Wonderful access to lovely restaurants, shopping, the metro, so we were able to do a little sightseeing before we hopped the train to Saint Jean. In Saint Jean, we stayed at the Hotel des Ramparts. Great location on the far side of Saint Jean, right near where you would actually begin the Camino. So we had easy access to the main area of Saint Jean. The pilgrim office was just a few blocks away. Great location. We were there for a few days, and I cannot stress how important those few days were just to acclimate ourselves and get ready for the Camino. In Rochesvalles, instead of staying in the dormitory, we opted for the hotel. It gave us a private room, private bath, and just all the comfort that we really needed. We did not want to stay in the huge dormitories. We've done that. We're older. We wanted a little more comfort. And believe me, that hotel provided five-star experience, everything, the food, the amenities, perfect. It was a great beginning to our Camino. A few days later, we found ourselves in Pamplona. This was our first rest day, and fortunately for us, the real bulls were not running, but we had ample time to see the sights, given the fact that our hotel, the Hotel Lyre, was in a lovely location. Easy access to all of the sites we wanted to see. The Bull Ring, the Plaza, Hemingway Cafe. Of course, we had to stop in there and see Mr. Hemingway. And we found this cute little pizzeria right across the street. They had a stone oven and made wonderful pizza. So again, lovely hotel, great location, perfect rest day. In Puente Larena, we stayed at the Hotel Jacu. Now, this is also a hostel, so they had the dormitory type of rooms, but we opted, as always, to stay in a private room with a private bath. This was such a cute hotel. It had a small laundry facility. It had a cute garden, a kind of a meditation garden. The outdoor bar wasn't open, but certainly the indoor bar was, along with a restaurant. Great seating areas, just a very, very nice hotel slash albergue. We ended day 15 in Santo Domingo, and we stayed at the Parador. Now, something to be aware of. is there are actually two paradors in the city, one in the main part of the city and one on the outskirts. I was not aware of this, and I booked the one on the outskirts. While the room was very comfy, the service was great, we did have a bit of a walk to restaurants. But on the positive side, we had a little bit of a shorter walk to our next day because we were on the far side of town. So something to be aware of if you do book the Parador. In Villafranca, we stayed at the Hotel San Anton Abad. Again, beautiful establishment. A bit of a climb to get up there. There's a pretty steep hill, but well worth it. 3-star hotel with a wonderful restaurant in-house. Can't speak enough for the food. It was just yummy. Occasionally, we did stay at Albergues. And at the Albergue El Peregrino, we had a private room, but it had a shared kind of a communal room with it. Also, it had the dormitory type of settings with the bunk beds. But what was unique about this place is no Wi-Fi, no TVs. So they really encouraged people to talk to each other, which was rather refreshing. At the end of day 22, we found ourselves at Hostel El Manzano. Very cute place, lovely courtyard, a great little restaurant. We had a beautiful paella, some wine, very, very nice and very reasonably priced. The only drawback to this establishment, and it was purely my fault, was it was on the far east side of town, which made the next day's walk a little longer. We had to go all the way around and through town in order to get out of town. So it added about 1.5 kilometers to the next day's walk. Day 25 ended at the Albergue La Marina. Absolutely beautiful place. It is both a traditional albergue as well as a hostel. There are 3 buildings, a beautiful courtyard, lots of outdoor seating. There's a restaurant. Also, they had a laundry facilities. So if you wanted to either hand wash or machine wash your clothes, you could. But a high point for me was the masseuse. After a long day of walking, I treated myself to a beautiful massage. It was like heaven. On day 32, as we crossed the bridge and looked to our left, what we saw was this bright colored building. And I said to Kevin, I bet that's our hostel. And I was right. The Hostel Canton Plaza. Great place, a very comfy room. It is a traditional albergue as well, but we opted for the private room. Great location. It gave us easy access to local restaurants. And of course, in that part of Spain, we had to sample the lamb. At the end of day 36, we found ourselves in Molinesca, and we stayed at the Hostel Casa San Nicolas. This became by far our favorite hostel on the entire Camino Frances. It's run by a Brazilian couple, Josef and Mara, and they prepared a traditional Brazilian communal meal for us. Absolutely fabulous. The hospitality was off the charts. Cannot say enough about this place. Again, comfy room, private bath. There's only 6 rooms in the entire place, so very small, very cozy, great location. Absolutely, if you go through this area, you need to stay here if you can get a room. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look back at some of our favorite places along the Camino Frances. As I promised, I did post the full list of all of our accommodations in our itinerary in the description below. Now, for that extra little special announcement, in April, I'll be going back to Spain and Portugal. I'm going to first walk the Camino Portuguese from Porto, doing the coastal route. And Kevin and I did this back in 2019, but I really didn't film a great deal. So I'm going to go back, shoot some nice video and do some photos and post that on this channel. Then I'll be going up to the start of the Camino Primitivo, and I'll be walking it for the first time. After I'm done with that, I'm off to Amsterdam, and I'll be meeting Kevin for our anniversary cruise from Amsterdam to Budapest. So we have a big spring and summer planned, and I hope you come along. If you have any thoughts, any comments, anything you would like to hear as we do our travels, please put them in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that little notification buzzer and please subscribe. This channel will always be free, and it helps bring this community of like-minded travelers together. Thank you again, and buen camino.